Welcome to episode 18 of Mr. and Mrs. the podcast. As you can hear, maybe see, but mostly hear, we're a little feeling under the weather.
Yeah, they say that it's normal, right? To be sick every day when you're a first-time parent.
It's not every day, but we have been sick like every other week. And I'm convinced it's because Carter's going to like my gym and there's like a bunch of germs and all that stuff there, right?
I guess, yeah. From what parents have told us, it's normal, but this is absolute misery. Every week, someone's sick. Every week is a sore throat, stuffy nose. I actually pride myself on building my immune system, so the fact that now I'm just catching sicknesses
Left and
once
right.
a week, it's just is draining on top of the no sleep.
Babe, you sound so sad. We have a teething baby right now. He's also been sick for like a month and a half. No, like 2 months at this point. 2 months, like every other week. But he's just had like a constant cold. Anyways.
A constant cry, too.
Yes, because he's teething, babe. Okay. I get sensitive as a mom. I feel like Nick's like coming for Carter. And I'm like, it's not his fault. He's a baby.
Nobody said it was his fault.
I know, but it's like, I feel bad. He's in pain. All right, fine.
So, yeah, we're recording this in the morning today.
Cheers.
So I need my mental performance shot by Magic Mind.
Yeah, we're running low, and Nick's been like, can I take it? Can I take it? Oh my gosh. Like, we're running low. When's the next one getting here?
Yeah, make sure you guys try it because it is incredible.
Very good. So, I'm going to do something a little different, though. I saw, before we even got hooked on Magic Mind, I saw someone create, like some creator made a content that said they did, it was almost like a matcha latte.
Yeah, there's matcha green tea in there, too.
So, I'm going to drink mine a little bit different.
So
Do you think it's going to be good?
Sure, why not?
Okay, so this is like almond milk.
MagicMind.com.
Maybe a bit too much almond
You gave the promo code, right?
Yes. If you guys want to try Magic Mind, go to magicmind.com/nick, which is NICK. You can do 20% off with the code NICK20. Same thing, NICK20. But they also have a really good promotion that's almost 50% off. I think it's like 48% off. And they can get it right from their website if they subscribe. Which you should, because to be honest, I would have forgot to order it. And it's already coming in the mail. I just got the shipping notification.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's one of them things. Once you run out, you're gonna be frantic because you gotta allow a few days for shipping.
Yeah, and you got shit to do.
Subscribe to that. It's easier.
It's good. It's actually, yeah, it does taste like a matcha latte. Yeah. I think I just put a lot of almond milk in mine, but it's really good. Okay, so we wanted to talk about you going away.
Okay.
So you went away for the first time for that long, because you went away for like one day at the very beginning, but that was fine because my mom was here. This was different because I was going to be alone for like 4 days, 5 days?
3 days.
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. That's 4 days. 4 days.
Okay, I was traveling back Friday, though. It doesn't count as a day, but okay.
Yes, I was
4
still
days.
solo parenting for 4 full days.
Okay, 4 days.
Okay, Nick has a bad attitude today.
I don't have a bad attitude. I said 4 days. Okay?
We need your Magic Mind.
You're like 4, 5, 6 days. It might have felt like that, but anyways.
So where did you go on your trip, and what was the purpose?
We went to the Bahamas. It was the Total
trip.
Mortgage President's Club. What'd you say? Why?
No, what was the purpose? Just President's Club, right?
Yeah.
What were your initial like feelings about leaving?
I didn't really want to do it. It kind of gave me a little bit of anxiety for like more so for you, but I don't know. I just didn't really want to go. I'm not drinking anymore, so it's not like I was, you know? It's
Gonna
not like
go
I was
party,
anticipating,
yeah.
all right, let's go party, get wasted. So that aspect, and, you know, like, not that people are degenerate drinkers, but when people go on vacation, they tend
Yeah,
to
they want to turn
tie
up.
one on. Yeah, so that wasn't really anything to look forward to. But it was a good trip. I worked out every day. Yeah.
So you kind of didn't really want to go. I feel like I wanted you to go. Did you feel like I wanted you to go?
No, not really. I didn't feel like you wanted me to go.
No?
No. I thought at like any moment it could be canceled. You know what I mean? Like me going to the airplane and then you having a meltdown and me having to cancel the flight. That's what I really thought was going to happen, to be honest.
Why?
I don't know. It's just a lot.
Like a meltdown because I was going to be alone with the baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we like mentally prepared for it because I was nervous, but I was more nervous because he had just had his accident where he fell. And I know that I'm not good under like pressure or in like emergency situations. Like I could freeze. So I'm like, oh my God, if something were to happen, like I wouldn't like be like, okay, stop what you're doing, call 911. Like I would just freeze and like not know what to do. I feel like, well, I think I would react that way. I don't think I would actually not know what to do. But anyway, so that made me nervous. I was just like, oh my God, what if something happens and I'm all alone? But I genuinely wanted you to go because I just think it's a lot. A newborn, I think you needed a good few days away.
That mic isn't green.
Mine?
Yeah, like sometimes when you're talking it wasn't green. I don't know if that.
Should we stop and listen to it or do you think it's fine?
I don't know.
Okay.
This is your setup. I don't know.
Babe, you're in such a mood today. Let me sip on my matcha. I need better energy to deal with you. My initial thoughts of you leaving were I was just a little bit more stressed because it was going to be my first time alone with Carter too. And it's a lot. Like, I'm like, oh my God, if I'm tired when Nick's here and Nick's such a big help, like, how tired am I going to be if I do it alone? And we always say, like, we don't know how single moms do it. We don't know how, like, single parents do it. I think you really didn't know if you were going to go. Like, we were both kind of like,
Yeah.
you mostly were like, I don't really want to go the whole time.
Yeah, I didn't.
Yeah. I wanted you to go more so because I'm like, he needs a break. Like, the baby's teething.
But it's not, the reason I didn't want to go is because to me and to a lot of people go on the trip, it's not really a break because they do the trip Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, the most busy times, right, in the lending industry. So, and then they expect you not to work, but your phone's blowing. You can't not work, right, if your phone's blowing up. So for me, every year I go, I get stuck back in a beautiful hotel in paradise working. You know,
but that's better than being here where you're working not in a beautiful paradise hotel and with a newborn baby.
Yeah, but it's like that Big Sean line, fuck a vacation, I feel better at work. It's kind of that thing. And especially during the weekday, you know. I get the prices are cheaper, but it's like when it's full force work day and you're just chilling, you know, in the Bahamas, sometimes you lose transactions, you lose money.
Yeah. Did you enjoy your time, though, with all that being said? Or were you constantly thinking about me? Just kidding.
I was definitely missed you guys a lot. But, yeah.
That's probably different for you. Because I feel like all these years that you've gone to, like, President's Club trips, it's like you go, you have fun with your boys and whatever, yeah, the work thing. But this was the first time you're, like, leaving, like, your family, your wife, your baby, your dogs for a long time.
It's interesting, my job, like in the mortgage industry, how much like business partners or even borrowers shame you when you go away. And it's almost, they do it almost in like a joking way. Oh, well, you know, poor you're in the Bahamas. And it's like, it's funny because it's 3 days. You know, people can't live without people and nothing really major happens inside of 3 days, right? Unless you already have a closing scheduled or something. But yeah, realtors, attorneys, they make funny comments, you know? It's just.
We talk about this a lot where your industry is just so stressful because it is like the biggest purchase someone's going to make or the biggest sale someone's going to make. So, yeah, like for me, it's like they wouldn't care if, like I have a client who's going away who's like, yeah, I'll pay you right now, but like, let's start Monday.
Yeah.
Versus like
someone they wouldn't even notice. Yeah, they wouldn't even notice. Like mine, the job is so call, text constantly. so they know you have to tell them. But it's not. It's really not that stressful. I think it's just the people, the realtors, the attorneys that create the stress. After like 9 years of doing it, I've seen that. It's really just the professionals, quote unquote, inside of the transaction that make it stressful for people.
I had a really good home buying experience. But I'm the client. It's so funny because when you talk about clients and stuff, these are a little bit more of the difficult clients, or some clients don't answer their phone. That was me. I was that type of client.
Yeah.
I would be do not call me or text me. I don't even want updates. But I also was not what's the word? An educated buyer in that sense, or where if my parents weren't checking my interest rate, I didn't know what the fucking interest rate was, Yeah. I was just great. Did I get approved? Yes, I could buy a house. Great.
I always tell people, and I don't know, I feel like they receive it negatively. Getting a mortgage isn't fun. There's nothing entertaining about it. It's actually cut and dry. It revolves around documentation and proof of funds. And people have a very hard time in producing that stuff. But when you go looking for a house with the realtor, it's the funnest thing ever. Oh, look at this, look at that. And then you come to get the loan and it's, a whole different vibe because we're lending you a lot of money and we need a lot of stuff.
Yeah. As
someone lending a lot of money would, need that. It's a big transaction, not because of the purchase price. I always say because you're dealing with someone's livelihood. One of the most important things in life, right, is housing. Yeah. So if you're buying a house, let's say you broke a lease and you got to get in, you might not have somewhere to live. So that's why it becomes stressful. And then of course the professionals who need their check add more stress. Onto it.
Okay, wait. Getting back to me parenting alone. Did you think I did a good job, or was I calling you a lot and stuff? Or
no, I was calling you.
Oh yeah, that's true.
My mom was like, "Yeah, you didn't call me when you were out there." I said, "Oh, I didn't have a lot of time to call people." Asked Nicole. I didn't really call her a lot. She said, "Nicole said you wouldn't stop calling her."
FaceTime. Oh yeah, your mom texted me. Was like, did he FaceTime you, Bahama Mama, or something like that? And I was like, yeah, we FaceTime for a little bit. That's probably what she was talking about.
Yeah.
That's funny. The hardest part for me, I feel like I was fine. I was just I was fine. One thing that I told Nick is yes, it was a little hard. He's teething. I'm getting up at night. You normally help me out over the, with the night shift. I was just getting up, and he was getting up a lot more because he's teething. And you're tired, but it's there's one thing moms are just gonna do, or parents are just gonna they just have to do it. It doesn't matter if you're tired, this or that. He could have woken up 6 times in the night, and it's I had no choice but to get up, and mom's just
for me,
do it.
I already see women deal with a crying baby so much differently. For me, I feel bad. Men get flustered. I get it's not just waking up, and it's just the screaming. That it flusters you. You just don't know what to do. Full disclosure though, because we went to the Bahamas, man, that place is so damn expensive. Oh. And I'm just full disclosure to everyone or anyone who wants to go. It's a beautiful place, but I tried to order room service. It was $110 for a chicken Caesar salad.
Wasn't it $70?
Where do they do that at? And I feel like
that's more expensive than Vegas, Miami.
Yeah,
That's
I just feel like there should be something within hotels and stuff that they could cap prices, because $100.
How much was the ice cream?
The ice cream, it was $15 for one scoop, the little Haagen-Dazs. And again, it is what it is. I guess it's just something should be capped. How should someone be allowed to charge $100 for his chicken Caesar salad? It's irrational exuberance. It just doesn't make any sense. It's a beautiful resort, but I wouldn't recommend bringing your family there unless you want to spend, a cool $10,000 to $15,000 on breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Mm-hmm. Not excursions, guys. You stay a week at the Bahamas, and you'll be paying probably $5,000 to $10,000 in breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Jesus.
Eating, watching what you eat.
I mean, I can't even imagine what your company spends on the dinners, because
I mean, we went.
Think about it. Even when we go to Miami, Vegas, LA, the expensive places, it's it's not like $110 for a Caesar salad. It's
No.
probably like 60, but it's like.
And room service is more luxury because it's the late at night, nothing's open. Okay, we get that, but $100.
Yeah, but I've stayed at elite places.
Yeah,
and get room service, and it's not $110.
It's dumb because it deters. At least deterred me. I looked. I said, "Fuck that! I'm not ordering this." You know, it's just not. I can't rationalize, even if I'm not paying for it, even if the company credits. I don't want to rationalize that. We went to the cigar bar the first night, and someone got 2 cigars and 2 bourbons. It was $230. It's just like, what is life?
But what if it was like a good cigar? Because aren't cigars
No,
like
I'm sure they
$70?
got decent cigars. I know the cigars they got. They were not Sherman's. I don't know, $10, $15, like back here. They weren't $100 cigars. I'm sure the bourbons were good. $225 is not justifiable for 4 things.
Yeah.
So, but beautiful resort. Just full disclosure.
So can I take a solo parenting trip now?
Sure, of course.
Where should I go?
Vegas.
You want me to go to Vegas?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
I don't know. Get ratchet.
What? Nicholas, you're so weird.
I don't know. Go wherever you want.
Vegas is where you think I should go.
No, I don't know.
I don't think you would survive on your own, honestly, for that many days. I really don't. I don't.
Well, I wouldn't.
And I don't mean that offensively. Like, you're the best partner
I wouldn't be
ever.
able to work, probably.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Why? We have Lady.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Was he waking up like 3 times a night?
Yes, because he's teething.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, you just have to do it. It's not something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I think you would be like, lady, please, like, sleep here.
No, I would call my mom over. I would get help.
Yeah. Well, we have help. I had help.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Full disclosure. We have a nanny. So it's not like I did it all alone while he was gone.
Right, but the nanny coming for 5 hours kind of means nothing if you're solo, right? Because look at it. You're dealing with him all day. Let's say you put him to bed 6:37. Let's say he doesn't even wake up. You're waking up 5 a.m. with him, 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. till she gets there, and she's here for like 4 or 5 hours, and then you're back on it again.
She was here for like 5. But she did stay. She did do more hours this week. We normally have her for like 5 hours a day, like 10 to 3.
Yeah.
Sometimes we'll do like 9 to 3 or whatever.
It's funny. I told Nicole the other day, I said, remember before we were having the baby and we thought we could do me and Nicole had this
Stupid
elaborate plan. Oh yeah, once we have him, we're just gonna like throw him on the shoulder. We'll work downstairs. We'll be good. We truly believed that we were gonna have the baby and just have a regular life. I feel like, right? Like,
not a regular life, but I also think
I think we did. I at one point was just like, yeah, we're about to savage this shit. Just throw him in a chair and just work and for 8 hours, and then
no, baby,
yeah,
right. Attention, playtime and stuff. Yeah, no, it's super hard. We also got like a false sense of reality too. It's like when your baby's bored and then your parents are here every day and they're helping and they're cooking and they're cleaning and then all of a sudden like it's like a month or 2 later and they're like, all right, like you
nobody's
got this.
there.
And like no one's there and you're just like, holy shit.
I have to say the one thing about having a baby that's so funny is when you're pregnant and when you're awaiting it, everybody, yo, oh my God, congrats, I'm so happy for you. Can't wait to see the baby. Man, 3 months of that life, you never hear from them people ever again. You could call them and be like, yo, I need you to watch a baby for a half hour. They wouldn't even respond. It's interesting because people...
But if someone called you and was like, watch my baby for half an hour, you wouldn't be like,
well,
yeah,
I know,
sure.
but I'm just saying these people reach out, like, particularly like, yo, can't wait to watch. You know, they just, little sweet little lies, like they said. And the baby comes and nobody is around. It doesn't matter, but...
Especially if they have it, they know.
Or they're like, it's the best feeling in the world. Can't wait for you to experience it. Baby comes out and they're like, good luck, you're fucked.
Wait, I'm not kidding though, babe. Can you actually just take a sip of this?
Yeah.
It's actually good.
Not my cup of tea, but it is good.
It's too bland for you or what?
Just like, I don't know. I don't really like matcha. It is good though. Yeah, for sure. I think there's just too much milk in it.
It is. It's too much milk, but I'm like drinking it and it's like actually really good.
Yeah. Honestly, this isn't a placebo thing. This isn't me selling the magic mind. When I sat down,
I was gonna say
I sat down, I legit was
wanted to
not here. I was just like, I don't want to do this. I just got to go to work. And I'm up. I'm ready to do it all now.
I know. I feel like you're like nice again.
Try it. magicmon.com/Nick, NICK.
And then you can use, if you just want to order 1 month's worth, you can just use the promo code NickNick20. And then if you want to do their subscription,
yeah,
you
I
save
recommend.
the most.
I recommend trying it first. It,
That's true.
may not be for everyone, but I definitely recommend trying it first.
Is there anything else? What else?
So,
what other updates besides that? That was just my trip
I've
stuff.
been reading a lot. I've been making a thing to consciously read. And the book The Secret, I think I talked about this on the thing. I read that. I like to read and then actually apply whatever it is just to see if it works.
Yeah.
Right? If a book says try this, close your eyes, I feel like you should do it, right?
Yes.
So The Secret, there's a lot of things that they told you to apply that I did that actually worked. It was crazy. So I booked my flight to the Bahamas, and they sent me an email. Again, I booked the flight, whatever. I was gonna book first class at first because it was cheap. It was like $500 for one way. I guess it's expensive, but it's cheap for first class.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't need that. They sent me an email that said, "Hey, pay $300. You could upgrade to first class." And I said out loud, "I'm not paying this. I'm gonna get first class for free." And I just pictured the first class seat, and I was like, "Thanks, I appreciate it." I didn't even remember that or think about that. What is that called when you do something like that? It's like they call it something. You just like not manifest. I forget the name of it.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about.
You just like put it in the universe or whatever.
Yes.
And I get to the flight. I forgot I even did this. And we go up to the gate, and the lady like looks at my thing, and I go to walk away. She goes, "Oh, hold on, sir, you have a ticket to print out." She prints out a ticket, hands it to me. It says 04A. I'm so negative sometimes. I'm complaining. I go, "Dennis, why did they move the seat?" Because I was next to him. And he looks, he said, "Isn't 4 first class?" And I go, "Oh, yeah, I think so. First class."
That's so crazy to me. But it's not because
It's not because it's kind of common sense if you think about it. People don't believe it because it sounds like magic and it sounds almost like, just weird. But if you emit a frequency, it's gonna something's gonna happen. Any frequency I've ever emitted in my life has happened. Even when you're a kid, you're like, "I'm gonna crush this basketball game." Something happens where it's a frequency you emit.
Yes. I love that book. I always tell you, when I was reading that book, when I was doing 75 Hard, I felt like just all the good things were happening. And it's one of those books that you have to reread like once a year.
Yeah, you should. Yeah, definitely. And then
it is training your brain to think that way. You're not going to do it the first time. You have to practice it daily.
With something like that, with a book like that, you can't get deterred by I would recommend not sharing your experiences almost in the first amount of time, because people are very negative, like I was saying that people, yeah, right, doesn't matter, and when people get in your head, I feel like that's what fucks people up, because they're like, yeah, this isn't right, But
that's also an energy where it's like what we were talking about yesterday. It's like you don't want to be around those people, because I have friends who would, I don't have friends actually who would say that, but I know people who would respond that way and be very skeptical.
Yeah.
And then the people I surround myself with are the type of people that's like, "Send me the link, I want to buy the book." That's so dope.
Yeah,
whatever,
of course. It's 50-50. It's not that the people are negative. It just like I said, it sounds fake. It sounds like magic. 50% of people can't believe that, I envisioned the first class and just attracted the seat. That's not,
Yeah, but people who are on your same frequency and very like-minded, they're like, "Oh yeah."
Or they'll say,
exactly
"Do it."
What you're talking
Everyone,
about.
the non-believers were like, "Do it on the way back," but I straight up said, I don't believe it. When I was going there, I said, I'm not going to be able to do this on the way back, just because typically flights back are more packed. So that null and voided it for me. I wasn't going to be able to attract because I didn't believe it.
Yeah, well, because it's also not magic. You just wanted a first class and you got it. It doesn't mean you have to get both there and back.
No, I didn't care. I didn't even need it, though. That's the thing. I just said, I'm going to get it for free.
Yeah.
Let me just play with it. And I did it.
Yeah. And even if you didn't get it on this one, what people don't realize, it's if you had another flight, it could be that flight that you got it on and you still manifested it.
If
sometimes it takes time. Manifestation takes time.
So if you're listening and you want to just try this without reading the book, Try it with a parking space. So if you know you're going somewhere, let's say a busy restaurant, busy spot, envision the parking spot you want next to the place, right? Next to wherever you want.
Didn't you do that too?
Yeah, I did that. I was going somewhere with Carter, and I said, I'm going to get this spot right in
It's
front of the
close,
spot just so I could boom, hop out. As I was pulling up, a car was pulling out of the spot that I had, like, envisioned. Again, if you don't want to read the book, you don't believe me, just try it with a parking spot. Envision the parking spot, say thank you out loud, and just say I always get the parking spot I want. Something along those lines. See if it works.
You know what's crazy though? Remember how I want to go back to like the friend thing. Remember how you told me you were like talking to one of your friends who did say, yeah, I believe that that's how I manifested a lot of what I have. That's how I did X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
Those are the kind of people that you want in your life.
But it's interesting because I did all the stuff, and the person that said that said, "Oh yeah, this is how I live my whole life. Everything I have is from that book." But they weren't like, "Yo," they weren't. They were just quiet about it. I just was like, "Have you ever read that book?" And they said, "Oh yeah, that book changed my whole life. Everything I have." You know what I mean? Because they know it works. There's no point.
But he's probably been doing it for so long that it's just like part of his life now. He's just like very positive, very this.
Yeah, there's no point in like celebrating a lot of things, I think, with people, because our society, they shoot you. I've noticed that they shoot shit down. There's been so many times. I remember when I was getting into mortgages, everybody was like, "Yo, you're so dumb. You're gonna fail. It's such a hard business. Not necessarily you're gonna fail, but just such a hard business, man. I don't know." And if you listen to people's reactions, not that they're like trying to hurt you, they could literally change your life. What if I just said, "Oh yeah, fuck it, you're right," and just listen to them, right?
That's why who you surround yourself with, the end of my that I was just listening to while I was getting ready, is who you surround yourself is like, it's so important. And like sometimes I get on your case about that, and I just mean it because like I personally, like if I go to someone, it's like I hate all negative energy. I want to stay like far away from it because you could easily be influenced by it.
Yeah, of course. I'm someone though that not that I like when people do it, but when people do that, it gives me more of a reason to be like, okay, watch, now I'm gonna do. You know what I mean? I sometimes, not.
Well, maybe you like when people doubt you, but I'm saying negative energy in general. You don't like that. You don't do well with like the negative.
Of course you just don't want to listen to what people say. Of course not. I'm reading that book, 10x is easier than 2x, which is recommended on the trip. And they speak about Michelangelo, the famous sculptor. He was obsessed with dead bodies. He basically needed to get into a morgue where there were dead bodies to figure out the real form of a human in order to make the sculpture of a human and make it as real as possible. So he was like, basically, hey, we need to get, and people thought he was crazy. Imagine if someone's like, "Yo, you're sick. You have to," and there would be no Michelangelo. Meanwhile, he broke into a morgue, and just was like, stayed in there for 8 hours when nobody was in there. Just, it is creepy when you think about it, but dissecting the human bodies. Creepy. And then he made the statue of, I forget who it was. I forget who it was.
And that's what made him like famous?
Yeah, because the statue, if you look at it, it looks like a human. The only reason he made it is because the anatomy was so real, because he studied dead bodies. He studied the human body.
I guess it's not as creepy when you think about it, because that's people's jobs.
No, it's not creepy now, but back in whenever it was the 1400s.
It's still creepy, but when you like think about it, it's like, it's not that, because that's some people's jobs. Some people's like, what are they called? The autopsy people who do that.
Right. But it's just better to not,
listen to others.
Yeah, not listen to others, but not.
Or not look for other people's opinions. Like, trust your gut. I think trust your gut, and like,
you might as well just not tell people shit. Don't let the left hand know what the right hand's doing, right? Or something.
Is that a saying?
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
The last thing, what we could close with is President. The last episode we did was the night of the election. President-elect
Donald Trump?
Yeah, he won.
He won by a landslide, yeah. Do we want to get into that? I know you're like scared of political talk. It's interesting because I never liked politics, because I always saw growing up adults just arguing. It never brought out a great vibe in people. And I've always known, there's so much corruption that goes on. We just can't control a lot of it. So I never liked, talking about it or getting into it. But this go around the election, with Carter, with the baby. When you have a baby, you're naturally like, wait, what's going on in this world?
Wait, yeah, I was gonna say. Let me interrupt really quick. We should do a whole episode on just this because I know you have a lot to say. Since you had Carter, is that what made you, or since I got pregnant,
It's
you like think about all of those things, starting with like the vaccines and everything as we were gonna have to make decisions?
As a single person, you just care about like work and going to work and making as much money as possible. When he was born, I literally looked at him and that they have a future. I'm like, wait, what's going on with this country, right? And then,
because there was currently a lot going on with the country too, or there is a lot going on.
And it's interesting just because I would just like repost stuff, funny stuff or stupid stuff, and the amount of like hatred was pretty real. And
we need to do a whole episode on this, babe.
Yeah, for sure. But the amount of hatred was real, but also the amount of support was real. So, and then I just realized, wow, you really can't talk about politics openly. Depending on what your job is, you could lose a job, you could lose a client, right? And it's just interesting because how does a political, it's supposed to be, free or freedom of speech, whatever. How does political things, divide us so much?
I think
it's
that's
crazy.
What's like wrong with today. And just to be clear, we're not like Donald Trump fans.
I'm an independent. I'm a moderate, whatever they call it. I go for the candidate that I think represents, what I want the most. And they don't like, naturally there's two candidates. I don't support. You don't fully support. There's always going to be
one or the other.
There's
even
always
if
going
you
to be.
Don't like both of them.
There's going to be things on someone you vote for, a good candidate that you don't like.
Yeah.
And people don't admit that, and people get so upset with their political parties. But it's not. It's us versus them. It's not us versus us. And it's interesting because that's how they want it to be. They want people to be divided and fighting over. I
hate that. I just feel like it makes me so sad when I see people just posting, if you voted for X, like, I can't be friends with you. Or if you voted for Y, like, unfollow me right now. It's just like, I don't know. To me, it's just so extreme for no reason. Like, it is what it is. Like, it is what it is.
Right.
Like,
nobody's paying your bills. Like, Donald Trump isn't paying your bills. The day he became president, guess what? We all had to get up and go to work.
Yeah.
If the other candidate won, guess what? You'd have to get up and go to work. Anyways, episode
babe,
18.
Your energy shifted completely. Thank God, Magic Mind.
Yes,
there's no
go to
better
Magic Mind and buy
promo of Magic Mind than this episode, because I was like, fucking lose your attitude.
You could see the transformation.
I hate when you're like in a mood like that.
Episode 18, Mr. and
When
Mrs.
Nick's
the
tired,
podcast.
it is not it.
Ciao.
Ciao.